Hello everyone, this is Razia Boston from Boston DC Connection with cameraman Dr. Sept. We are very fortunate and we missed in AFMI convention to talk to Lena Khan, but I'm lucky enough to get her here in Asian Film Festival in Boston. And welcome at BDC, Lena.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Cool. We missed you AFMI convention. Congratulations for your prize or.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually had to be at Austin Film Festival at the time.
Yeah, you told me this. So, Lena, a lady with hijab is TV business or film business and direction. So, how did you start this?
How did I get into film?
Yes.
Let's see,
In direction, yes.
Yeah, in direction. I mean, I went to college over at UCLA. I entered in the engineering school, but it was pretty soon. I had always been doing movies and music videos, things like that. I mean, I'd be interested in
the college.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in high school and college, just side projects.
Yeah.
And so my brother actually told me, he said, you know, you can actually make that into a career. And I thought, oh, what kind of Indian girl becomes a movie director? You know, that's not something that happens.
Yeah.
But I also thought. I was interested in, raising awareness about issues. I thought later that I wanted to go into teaching, but it seemed, I looked around and it seemed people learn more about issues and people from the TV and movies. And so I thought I really want to get into that. And so when I applied to UCLA Film School, it's a small film school. When I got in, I thought, okay, well, this is a big opportunity. I should take it.
You how started all these directions and how many videos or films did you make yet?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. So many?
I mean, a fair amount. I mean, a lot of them were smaller.
This is not your first film?
This is my first full-length feature film.
Full-length.
Yeah, things before that were, smaller films, short films, commercials, music videos, things like that. And this is the first full-length film.
Perfect. So, tell me about your family back in India.
Yeah, I mean, my dad, my parents are from India, so my dad came from Lucknow, my mom's from Bhopal. They came to Canada, I think in around the 60s.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when I was really little, they came to California. And so I grew up in Rancho Cucamonga, it's about an hour east of LA. And so we don't have that much family back in India right now. I hadn't actually been back to India that many times, except when we filmed. We filmed 5 days in India. Most of it in LA, 5 days in India. And that's really when I was able to.
So you used to go to India?
Not too often. When we were younger, we went sometimes, some summers we went. But after that, most of my family was actually in Canada. They moved over there. My mom is in Dubai, so we didn't go back to India as often.
Yeah. As a Muslim, I'm sorry to say, but I'm not talking about any discrimination with the Muslim, but as a Muslim, when you move in the society, what response you get because of your scarf?
When you move?
When you move in the community, in the community and in the direction field, in your movie line.
It actually hasn't been a negative.
Because
I mean, possibly. I mean, after this movie had its first premiere at the festival in Los Angeles, then I got signed by an agency, and it's a very big agency. I was very fortunate, and they've been very good about it. I mean, I've met with the heads of almost all the studios, and they've been very receptive. And I think really they're just looking for people to bring forward different types of view.
Exactly.
And if you have a story that they want to have told, and they're either looking for one of two things. They're looking for money, or they're looking for a really good story, or often both. Yeah. And if you can give them something they want, they don't care what you look like.
So your story is little different than others.
Yeah, because I'm not if I was an actress, that would be different. Yeah. Then it would matter a lot more. But if you're just working in the field, yes, there is discrimination, obviously. Yeah. There's probably a lot of people who don't want to work with me, but there are so many that do. If you have something to offer, that they don't really care. They don't care about religion or this. That they're just give us what we want.
Yeah. So it's more professionalism are there than the normal girls who are wearing scarves.
Yeah, I mean it's not as much of impediment. I mean right now, being a female filmmaker is itself a barrier. It's hard being a minority, and of course if you wear hijab it's also a minority, but it's you can't think about those things too much, otherwise you'll get nowhere. There are possibilities, there are people who will support, and you have to look for those people, and you have to try to get very good at what you're doing and ignore the obstacles.
Yeah, of course you have to.
Yeah, but it's probably there because you're not part of the club as much,
right.
And that's the big thing. There's sort of a club of maybe older white male people, and if you're a Muslim female with a hijab, then you are definitely not in that club.
Exactly. It surprised me that Lena Khan is wearing hijab and she's promoting her film, and
Yeah.
she's bringing her film in
But
Boston.
like, I
and
was
this-
in Carmel yesterday with Carmel International Film Festival. It's not
Yeah.
even Asian film festival. We ended up winning,
Wow.
and we went. We were hanging out yesterday at the beach party. I'm hanging out with my actors, and like, there's white actors, there's Asian actors, there's all kinds of different people there, and some people are
and nobody asked you.
and nobody
about
asked, nobody cared, and
Perfect, I love that.
and what was interesting is like one of my actors, John Hader, who's very famous. He was in Napoleon Dynamite. He's a white guy, but he's Mormon. He doesn't drink. And so it's like also it's interesting because he's not shy about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're shy about things when you don't need to be. Like he's being successful in Hollywood while being who he is. And when I saw him doing that, I thought, well, why can't I be like that? And so I'm hanging out with all these people. When you go to these luncheons and this and that, everybody's having champagne, this and that or whatever. But three of us are not having it, and they are, and it didn't matter. Nobody cared.
nobody
So.
did, yeah. So, see, because maybe you are an exceptional case in Indian community or Muslim community, Muslims with hijab, But there are so many Indians and Muslim film lines on TV and films in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But they are not wearing hijab.
Yeah.
You are maybe one of
There's
them.
not
two,
so many. There's just a few. There's not
it is
it's a
surprising.
small amount of people.
Exactly.
No, even without hijab, there's not that many Muslims in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Men's are there more than the girls.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
even then, there's
yeah.
not that many desis
Yeah.
and there's not that many
So
Muslims.
when I saw and I heard you and see, so as in Muslim or as in hijab, wearing hijab, what is your, what is your message you want to give the other girls who might be interested to come and join films or TV and, Hollywood or
Yeah.
directions?
I mean, I'm a somewhat, I try to be a somewhat religious person. And I do believe, even just following my career, how hard it's been, and when things have opened up for me, I really feel like if you try to be a good person, you have a good intention, and you do things with integrity, that God helps you. Because on times when I was like more hiding from who I was and things
Right.
like that, I
Right.
remember I used to go
Right.
like hide into an editing room to
Yeah.
pray and things like that.
Yeah.
Things were harder. And when I just started being like, I'm going to try to become a good person, I'm going to try to help other people, trying to be a good Muslim, whatever it is, then even obstacles, hijab and everything else, they did become easier actually. I don't know what it is. I feel like really it was.
So you say, your confidence, your truthness, your talent,
Yeah.
if they and your intention is pure.
Yeah, you
know?
have to have.
So you have to come. You can come out and people help you. God help you. Everybody.
It's like there are good people around,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
And if you align with people, like if you don't agree with people in certain ways, like the way they live your life, the way you live your life, that's fine. Align on what is good,
Right.
And there are so many people who do have good hearts and just they end up gravitating together. But you have to be one of those people then,
You have to,
And I
yep.
found so much support from people who are those people, and I try to give it back now, And so it's like
because sometimes I saw this people are more afraid that how can I go out, how can I mingle with the other people, especially Muslim. So girls like you, that's why I'm talking to you, that because people will see I have a huge community here
yeah,
of India and Pakistan, or India is so
Right.
huge Indians living here around us. So they may know that if you have talent, if you are interested, people are there to help you.
but that also means you have to find them.
You have to-
Our,
you have to come
our
out.
community in particular is a little too inclusive.
Exactly.
You have to go out there and you have to meet other people, have to meet other communities, and you're never going to find people who are exactly agreeing with you on everything, and they shouldn't. Like nobody's going to agree on everything,
Right.
but you need to get out there.
have
Especially
to.
with the females in our community, they don't get out there. They live in their little bubble,
That's
and
what
they're
I'm saying.
they're
They
trying
need
to get into like fields like this, but you have to meet people,
Yeah.
and so you have to go outside of your little community, and you have to really start meeting people, and you gain so much from that experience.
You have to come outside the box and think about it, that we can do that, or we can make a change, how much capacity we have, or how much help we can get. So we can do things like you. You will be an inspiration for so many,
Or
so
better,
many words.
yeah.
You are,
Yeah,
you are.
yeah.
So tell me about your what is your future plan?
I'm working in TV right now. I'm working on creating some shows, and I am working on my next movie right now.
Oh, so but tell me about when you first day, you talk to your parents, so I'm going to in movie?
Yeah.
What was their?
I don't remember. I mean, they didn't have as bad of a reaction as I think some people get. I think they were just like, that doesn't look like
Okay,
it's
you
going to
want to
end
go?
very well. Yeah.
You can do it.
Maybe they thought it was a phase. Like, I don't know how that'll end up. It took like a good
No looks.
4 or 5 years before they actually thought, okay, maybe something can come of this.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine,
Maybe they were just
fine.
waiting for it to pass.
Of course, of course. So thank you so much for
Thank
giving
you.
your time, and let me know whatever you want to share with the Boston and Boston community. Amit is here, Sohail is here.
Well, I mean, we want mostly we want people to see the film, so we want them
They
to
will, they will,
go
of course.
to www.thetigerhunter.com and sign up for our mailing list, and we'll only mail when the movie's released, and that way people can spread the word. And also, all the social media links are on there. You know, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, and that way people can hear how and when they can see it, or they can text the word movie to the number 66866. They just send movie 66866.
Okay, so they can see or they can get news about the movie.
Yeah, when they can see it right before we
Perfect.
release.
I'm sure Boston, you will help her and watch the movie. It's beautiful, beautiful movie. I love it.
Thank
I
you.
really love it. So thank you so much, and thank you.
Thank you.